Welcome back to Storytime with Pookie. Sit back, relax, and grab a snack while we dive into today's video. It was my junior year of college when I was placed into an old dorm that had recently reopened after being in use for a few years due to maintenance issues. It was the only housing available, so I took it. The room was dated, peeling walls, creaky floors, and a strange lingering smell of paint that never really went away. I wasn't supposed to have a roommate, but on move-in day, a quiet art major named Emily was also assigned to the room. I didn't mind. She seemed nice enough, kept to herself, spent most of her time painting, and spoke softly. She wasn't exactly messy, but something about the way she lived felt off. She always had canvases set up in odd corners, some facing the wall, like she didn't want anyone else to see them. In the beginning, the strangest thing was just how late she stayed up. I'd wake in the middle of the night and see a dim light coming from her side of the room, hear the soft scrape of brush on canvas, and sometimes a faint humming that didn't sound like a song. It was just a single note, held low and quiet, barely audible. I ignored it at first. She was an art student. They're all a little eccentric, right? But then I started noticing odd details. Water would drip somewhere in the room at night, even though neither of us used a sink or shower before bed. Her closet door, which she always kept locked, would be slightly open some mornings. She'd rush to close it again, not saying a word, not offering an excuse. I asked her about it once. She looked at me, dead serious, and said, "Some doors stay closed for a reason." Then went right back to her painting. One day I caught a glimpse of one of her canvases that was facing the wall. It was smeared in dark blues and grays. Amidst the brush strokes, there was a face. My face. I swear it was me. Pale, mouth slightly open, eyes wide with fear. I froze. Emily noticed me looking and immediately covered the canvas. She didn't speak to me the rest of the day. Things escalated quickly after that. Late one night, I came back from studying and found the lights out in our dorm. I stepped inside quietly, not wanting to wake her. But she was already awake, sitting on the floor with her back to me, facing one of her larger canvases. Her whole body was still. I stood in the doorway, unsure if I should say anything. Then she started humming that same low note again. It sent chills down my spine. She slowly turned her head toward me. Her face was covered in streaks of black paint over her eyes, down her cheeks, and she whispered, "You're next." I didn't know what that meant. I didn't want to. I left the room immediately and stayed at a friend's place that night. The next morning, I told the resident assistant everything. They checked our room, but there was nothing unusual. No paint. No canvas with my face. Emily acted confused, polite, and completely put together. She told them I must have had a bad dream. I almost believed her. Almost. That night, I decided to stay in the dorm, just to prove to myself I wasn't losing it. I locked my bedroom door, turned on the lamp, and left it on. Around 2 a.m., I heard it whispering. Right outside my door. At first, I thought it was someone on the phone. But then I heard it clearly. A whisper, over and over, "Come paint with me, come paint with me." I froze. I stared at the doorknob, and I watched as it slowly began to turn. My heart slammed against my ribs. The whispering stopped. A long pause. Then soft footsteps, walking away. In the morning, my door was locked from the outside. There were faint scratches near the handle, like someone had been clawing at it. I turned around and saw that Emily's side of the room was empty. No canvases. No brushes. No clothes. Just the faint smell of paint and bleach. Pinned to my pillow was a folded note. All it said was, "Finish the last one. Thanks for the face." I moved out that same day. The housing office told me Emily had officially withdrawn from school months ago. No one could explain why she was still listed as my roommate. And no one ever saw her leave. I don't know where she is now. But sometimes, when I visit art galleries in new cities, I walk past pieces that feel familiar. I never stay long. I don't look too closely. I've learned to keep my face out of sight, just in case she's still painting. Because once you've been part of her work, I don't think you ever really leave the canvas.